Hello and welcome to Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business and brought to you by MegaPixx Media. Joining me today is Sam Clark, founder of Test Driven Solutions. Thanks for joining us today, Sam.
Thanks very much for having me, Mario. Really appreciate it.
Well, you're coming to us live from the UK. First of all, tell me a little bit about Test Driven Solutions and what it is and what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a technology consultancy who primarily specialize in software development. So we help our customers deliver their ongoing programs and projects of work by providing technical expertise.
Okay, tell me a little bit about where you're based and when you started the company.
Yeah, so we're based in sunny Newcastle in the north of England. And I founded the organization during the middle of the pandemic. So I started the business at the very beginning of April last year. I know a lot of people thought I might have been a bit crazy starting a business during a pandemic, but yeah, so far so good. And yeah, we're looking forward to obviously branching out into Calgary.
Okay, and which brings us to the topic of our conversation is the fact that you guys announced just recently the fact you were opening up your Canadian headquarters in Calgary. Tell me a little bit about that and why Calgary to open up your Canadian operations?
Yeah, so there's a few reasons behind that. So first up, I've got a real soft spot for Calgary as a place and the Albertan people I've met throughout my life because I previously lived there. And I also think that Calgary is quite similar to Newcastle, obviously bar the fact that, you know, you've got beautiful mountains and you've got a better summer than we have. But I think as a place, you know, it's not as quite as big as places like, you know, Toronto or Montreal or Vancouver, which we could have done. But I think it's got quite similarities to Newcastle. And then from a talent point of view, obviously, you know, doing my research, there's a lot of very good talent in Calgary, and that's, you know, that was a big driver behind us. So yeah, I would probably say that that's sort of the main reasons behind it. Yeah, and yeah, like I say, that's probably the main reasons behind that.
So tell me just a little bit about the Calgary office itself. Mm-hmm. You know, how many people are you going to have here? You know, what's the vision of what the office is going to do here?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking to replicate what we've created in Newcastle. So, you know, our target for our first year was to have between 5 and 10 people, obviously being in a pandemic, but we've reached over 45 people in the business. And we'll be looking to replicate that in Calgary. So to be brutally honest, we're probably looking to hire about 30 people in Calgary initially. And that would range from, you know, internal recruiters to technical staff. So software developers, QA engineers, and other, you know, cloud engineers as well. So yeah, they're the sort of skills that we're looking to bring in, and then obviously throughout time we're also looking to bring in, you know, directors and things like that.
Okay, super. So in your research, when you're looking at markets in Canada and you came across Calgary, what was it about Calgary and the tech sector that appealed to you? You know, there has been a lot of talk over the last few years, you know, that the need for diversification of the economy in Calgary, and the technology sector has been growing. Is that what you found as well in doing your research?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like I say, going back to education, which is, you know, obviously really important. The universities that are in Calgary and Edmonton, in technology specifically, are fantastic. So there's a lot of good talent there, and obviously I understand that a lot of people look to, you know, have moved on from the area to other provinces, you know, particularly Ontario, you know, to find jobs in tech. And one of the things, like I say, that we want to create there is, you know, a really good work style for people in Calgary, and also offer them really, you know, interesting projects to work on and help them, you know, further their career. So with ourselves. So, you know, that was, again, a big driver. And obviously I know the oil and gas industry is huge in Alberta. I used to work in that, so I know exactly what that's like. But yeah, I think diverse and is you've got to diversify because the way the world's going is tech, as we all know. We've been in a pandemic and we've all been communicating through things like this. So I think that's really important. Yeah, so again, choosing Calgary, it stems a lot to do with the education wise, really.
So just a couple of factual stuff, Sam. When's the office actually open? Has it open already?
Yeah, we do. We do have a small place on Bankers Hall, but we are obviously going to expand the more people that we hire in downtown Calgary. So we will be looking for office space in Calgary, and we have obviously been hit up by quite a few people about that, which is nice. But yeah, we will be looking for somewhere sort of central downtown, and in terms of how big, I'm not really sure. Depends obviously how big we grow to, and also we do offer remote working as well. So it's not like we need to have a 200 person office if we've got 200 people, because with remote working, I think you've got to have that, like that hybrid model where people do have the flexibility to be able to work remotely as well.
True. Why was it important to be in the downtown core?
I just think I think downtown Calgary is beautiful. It's more of a soft spot, for myself really, and for the business, where in Newcastle, where our headquarters are, we're right in the middle of the city. So in the middle of all the craziness of the bars, restaurants, right next to the Tyne Bridge. It's really pretty here. So in Calgary, again, we want to be in amongst it as well, and I think that's really important as opposed to being out in the suburbs.
Okay, super. Thanks for joining us today, Sam.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, super. That was Sam Clark, who is founder of Test Driven Solutions, based out of the UK and moving their Canadian headquarters to Calgary. This has been Business Insider with Mario Toneguzzi on YYC Business, brought to you by MegaPixx Media. Thanks for joining us today.